On the 13th of November, Pakistan initiated unprovoked ceasefire violations along the line of control (LOC) across multiple sectors, which included Dawar, Keran, Uri, and Naugam. This led to the death of 6 civilians and 5 Indian security personnel on Indian soil, as per a report by Indian media citing the government. Indian Army then retaliated in response. According to sources, the Indian Army seemed to have used Kornet ATGMs, anti-tank guided missiles, to hit the Pakistani Army bunkers. The attack is thought to have killed 7 to 8 Pakistani Army personnel. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Chinese expert hailed the punishing attack by Indian forces on Pakistani position. Let's get into details. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. The 9M133 Kornet is a Russian man-portable anti-tank guided missile (ATGM). It's primarily intended for use against main battle tanks. It was first introduced into service with the Russian Army in 1998. It's equipped with 4.6 kilograms or 10-pound heat, that is high explosive anti-tank warhead that has a range of 5.5 kilometers or 3.4 miles. Kornet is a potent weapon in the hands of well-trained personnel. During the Iraq War, it was used by some groups of Iraqi special forces to attack U.S. armored vehicles, disabling at least 2 Abrams tanks and 1 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle in the opening week of the war. India has reportedly acquired around 3,000 missiles, including over 250 launchers over the years. A Beijing-based military expert writing in an article for a Chinese website, Sohu, stated that the surprise attack by the Indian Army was well planned. He added, "The Indian Special Forces first divided into multiple groups and penetrated into the launch position late at night. In the early hours of the morning, Indian Special Forces carried out both precision and long-range operations using anti-tank missile (ATGM), destroying the Pakistani bunkers. Subsequently, the Indian artillery began to shell a stronghold of a Pakistani forward post at an altitude of 5,000 meters, destroying the stronghold first and then sweeping the trenches. At the same time, the battlefield was closely monitored and Pakistani soldiers disappeared into the woods after being found locked and bombarded. It can be said that it was a well-planned offensive." It's to be noted that any comments coming out of China, especially regarding a rival country's capability, are censored. So it's likely that China's power circle is in the loop and feels the same way regarding this. The Pakistani side has also validated the action. According to an Islamabad-based strategic affairs analyst, Shahid Raza, the video released by the Indian Army sources appears to be consistent with the flight profile of an anti-tank missile. The Indian Army is using Kornet ATGMs to target Pakistani installations at the border. The de facto border between China and India is the line of actual control. Both countries have a difference of perception of their actual alignment at nearly 14 different points. This has emerged as an issue between the two nuclear-armed nations. On the 15th of June, after the PLA ambushed and killed Indian soldiers patrolling Ladakh's Galwan Valley, a hand-to-hand confrontation led to the deaths of numerous Chinese troops. This was the first time PLA troops were killed in action outside United Nations peacekeeping operations in over 4 decades. Chinese President Xi was so embarrassed by this that China refuses to admit the precise death toll, whereas India honored its 20 fallen as martyrs. The two countries have held discussions at different levels, but tensions have simmered since then. The particular episode and Indian actions since then seem to have made China realize that India is no pushover, and this understanding is sinking in slowly at different levels of the Chinese military. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.